I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. Stay tuned. Peace, 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 and welcome to the show, Coffee Talk Podcast. This is Coffee Talk, the Cultural Variety Podcast show, and this is our Wednesday Sports Night edition. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M.SABA, and this is a Cultural Variety Podcast. How y'all doing, man? Oh, man, it feels so good to be back, y'all. I had so much going on in the last month, and at first I just want to say I apologize to my viewers. But I know y'all got my back. But yeah, man, it's just been a long 30 days. They had me in Facebook jail. So it just messed up my rhythm. So, we did go ahead and try to continue to entertain our viewers by giving them our show, but the last show we did produce was on April 13th. So if you want to check out that last episode about Magic Johnson, go ahead and check it out. But we missed y'all, man. We missed y'all. We've been in Facebook jail for 30 days. It messed up our rhythm as far as signaling out to any other podcasts, so you can check us out. But yeah, I'm happy to be here tonight. So how y'all doing? Where are you at? Let me know where you are at in the United States, wherever you are. Put your state in. Tell me what the temperature is there. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and do that. Right now, we here in the Twin Cities, and man, it feels like winter. I swear, it's like, when is it gonna be spring, man? When are we gonna be able to chill? The weather is horrible right now. But other than that, wherever you are throughout the region, throughout the world, we just want to send you positive energy, and may you be surrounded in positive energy, body, mind, and body and mind, I should say. I apologize. All right, so look, we got a good show for you today. Again, today is Sports Wednesday night edition, and we're going to go ahead and talk about Jenni Buss, owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, as well as talk about the direction where you think the Lakers are headed or should be headed. So we're going to definitely talk about that. We're going to also talk about and give our respect, our honors, and a big shout out to Big John Thompson. If you never heard of him, I'm sure you have. But if not, I know your uncles and your aunties have heard of Big John Thompson, head coach of the Georgetown Hoyas, formerly. And we definitely want to give them a shout out because, we like to give, our respect and our honors to our people, This is why we brought the show, create the show Coffee Talk. It's our flavor, So we're going to definitely discuss John Thompson. Then we're going to just go ahead and go over a little quote by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And we're going to analyze the quote. I would definitely love to hear y'all's feedback. And then we're just going to salute him. You know what I'm saying? We salute our people here. This is what we do at Coffee Talk. We give shouts out, love, support, everything to our heroes, man, to our people, to our ancestors, to our people putting it down all over the world. All right, so enough of me talking. I know y'all was like, man, just get to the show. Just get to the show. Why don't you? Hey, man, don't mind me. I'm happy to be back, all right? All right, bet. So, in Laker Nation, Jenni Buss has decided to bring Phil Jackson back into the group. They used to have a relationship, as well as Phil Jackson used to coach the Lakers during their dominant years of Kobe and Shaq. And since then they have won another championship, of course, in the bubble, but it hasn't been what the Laker Nation is accustomed to. So, there's reports that Phil Jackson is giving his advice. And one of the most intriguing ideas that has been brought forth is that possibly trading LeBron James. What is y'all's thoughts on that? I mean, well, how old is LeBron now? About 36? He's been playing for this will be his 20th season coming up. Had a great 19th season, just to show his greatness, man. That he actually had averaged 30 points, 11 rebounds. Incredible. I mean, incredible in his 19th season. But yeah, so there's reports that uh, Phil Jackson wouldn't mind getting rid of LeBron, saying bye bye to Lakerland. Bron has reported that he wants to remain in LA, so he becomes a Clipper, still playing the same building. What is y'all's thoughts on that? Can you see LeBron going to be a Laker? I mean, continue to be a Laker or going over to the Clippers? Where would you want to see him at? Let me know. Go ahead and definitely hit the subscribe button if you're viewing on YouTube, but also go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Again, this is Coffee Talk Podcast, Wednesday night sports edition. All right. But other reports as far as with the Lakers, they're stating that Westbrook could possibly be going over to um, Charlotte Hornets, and I don't know if the Charlotte Hornets want them or uh, would they just pay him out and then you know save money on the salary cap. But that is something we can discuss. But listen, before we go any further, because I'm getting hit as far as we forgot to do something. We didn't necessarily forget. I wanted to see if y'all was on point. So if this is your first time tuning in to Coffee Talk Podcast, we never start the show without giving it its flavor, right? All right. So again, tonight's flavor is Brazilian coffee for the light roast lovers. The coffee bean species of Arabica and Robusta are the vast majority of coffee bean that is produced in Brazil. Brazil has been the largest producer and exporter of coffee in the world for the last 150 years. So there goes y'all's flavor for tonight. Tonight's flavor is Brazilian coffee. And this time it's going to be the light roast, although the mid roast is dope too. So that's what we do here when we appear on the show. If you're new to the show, we always give it the flavor before we begin. And then we always give the wise words. Well, the wise words tonight is nothing. And I'll tell you why. Because what has not already been said? You know what I'm talking about? Let me go ahead and definitely pause for a moment because there was an incident in Texas, Uvalde, Texas, actually, at Robb Elementary School, and there has been reports that there was a mass shooting between 15 and 19 people dead, including 2 adults. One of the teachers being Eva Morales. And the gunman, his name is Salvador Ramos, age 18. He had no criminal adult record and no known mental health history, is what is being reported so far. As I was researching this situation and this terrible loss, now you're hearing reports of he was bullied. It's always that, isn't it, people? It's always that. It's always some mass shooter was bullied, so he wants to go and take everybody's life. How about he was just evil? How about that? So tonight's wise words is nothing. Because what have we not already discussed time over, and time again? So tonight's coffee or tonight's wise words, nothing at all. All right. All right. So now let's go ahead and get right into it. The Lakers, they finished the year at, let me just go ahead and pull this up. I didn't have my script ready. It was ready, but it wasn't printed out. All right. So, the Lakers, they had a record of 33-49. They finished fourth in the Pacific Division. They got rid of head coach Frank Vogel, you know. And there's several different reports going on right now. There's reports that, you know, um, hey, getting rid of LeBron for draft picks or sending Russell Westbrook over to Charlotte Hornets. You know, I asked, what do you think about that? I think he could fit in well. Um, a lot of people are sleeping on Russell Westbrook. It's stated that the final 10 games of the season, he dropped his turnover ratio to a 2. He averaged 20 points a game. He shot 58%, a little bit over 58%, I want to say. But he had a good second half of the season, y'all. That narrative is not always reported. But yeah, so what's your thoughts on the Los Angeles Lakers? Do you think they could turn it around? Go ahead and leave a comment. All right, so now next I want to go ahead and give you all a 30-second commercial break because I do want to get my script together. You know what I'm saying? So that we can go ahead and have a great show. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with a commercial break. If you don't mind, again, this is podcast. This is live and direct, and this is why y'all love it, right? Absolutely. Just trying to find where is my stuff here to go into a commercial break for you. I'll be right back. Stay with me. Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, so we are back. What's going on? All right, so we are back. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Coffee Talk Podcast. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M. SABA. And this is our Cultural Variety Podcast. And this is our Wednesday night sports edition. I apologize. I'm over here just messing with a lot of stuff that don't need to be messed with while I'm doing my show. So I do apologize, but I thank you for still continuing to follow the show. All right, we're going to go ahead and talk about Big John Thompson of the Georgetown Hoyas, formerly of the Georgetown Hoyas, legendary basketball coach, Hall of Famer, and definitely a pioneer and very inspirational to our culture. John Robert Thompson Jr. was born September 2nd, 1941, and he went to his essence August 30th, 2020. He was an American college basketball coach for the Georgetown Hoyas team. He became the first African-American head coach to win a major collegiate championship in basketball when he led the Georgetown Hoyas to the NCAA Divisional Championship back in 1984. Thompson was inducted into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame and the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame. Thompson played college basketball on the East Coast for the Providence Friars and then earned honorable mention All-American honors in 1964. He played 2 seasons in the National Basketball Association for the Boston Celtics, where he won 2 NBA titles. In both seasons, Thompson became a high school coach in Washington, D.C. before coaching the Georgetown Hoyas for 27 seasons. He worked as a radio and television sports commentator after his retirement from coaching. Thompson earned his master's degree in counsel and guidance at the University of District, D.C., Columbia. He also served as an employee at the Center for 4-H and Youth Development. It's John Thompson, Big John Thompson of Georgetown. John Thompson of Georgetown was an NCAA champion, as I stated, in 1984. He was also six-time Big East Conference champion from 1980, 1982, 1984, 1985, 1987, and 1989. His Georgetown Hoyas also was five-time Big East Conference regular season champions back in 1980, 84, 87, 89, and 92. John Thompson not only was the first black head coach to win an NCAA basketball championship, he also mentored numerous NBA greats such as Allen Iverson, Patrick Ewing, Alonzo Mourning, Dikembe Mutombo, Eric Sleepy Floyd, just to name a few. So that's why we give our love, our respect, our honor tonight on Coffee Talk Podcast to Big John Thompson. We see you, sir, and we salute you. You're one of ours. Thank you. All right, so that's Big John Thompson of the Georgetown Hoyas. Hey, does anybody have any memories of Big John Thompson? You know, I used to love when he used to walk into the stadium, man. He had his little gray sports coat on. He had the towel, representing towel all folded on his right shoulder like the flag. You know what I'm saying? And he came in there, walked into the Carrier Dome, where the Syracuse Orangemen would play, going against DC and all them. And man, he walked in, and it was like the elephant walking in a room. You know what I'm saying? All eyes used to be on Georgetown Hoyas in that navy blue and gray. One of my favorite teams of all time, man, with the beast from the East, also known as Patrick Ewing, holding down the middle. You know, so that's why we want to go ahead and give our love and our shouts outs and our respect to Big John, man. Let me know if you have any memories of the Georgetown Hoyas, any heartbreaks. I really don't want to hear the heartbreaks, but any NCAA basketball moments featuring the Georgetown Hoyas, and whether they was playing your team or your cousin's team, whatever fond memories you may have, go ahead and leave it in the comments. Let us know. Hit the like button. And, you know, we definitely want to hear from you. You know, this is Coffee Talk Podcast. All right, listen. We're getting ready to get to the tail end of the show tonight. Again, this is our Coffee Talk Sports Wednesday. We always appear on Wednesday nights. We're getting back in the groove. Again, I was gone for 30 days, y'all. But thank you for continuing to be a listener. Thank you for continuing to support our show. Thank you, because we do appreciate you here at Coffee Talk Podcast, Wednesday Night Sports Edition. All right, so I really just tonight, man, I'm really feeling the love, man, where I want to just give love out to all our heroes, man, our ancestors and everything. And I was thinking about this gentleman, and his name is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, man, out of New York City. Legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know, if you don't know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is, or his history, he is the leading NBA career scoring leader of all time in professional basketball, with over 38,000 points as a career. Okay, I don't even want to talk about his college years at UCLA. Y'all definitely do the research on that, young boys and girls, if you're writing any essays or anything like that, or if you just want to have something to talk about, definitely look up Kareem, man. Big 33 gold with the Lakers, looking like my Uncle Charlie, man. All right, so I just want to. Oftentimes, Kareem always leaves quotes. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is a practicing Muslim. His faith is Islam, and you know, we love him, and we give respect out to Kareem. And Kareem had left several quotes, or he always leaves quotes. You know, he is a wise man. And one of the quotes that I would like to read for you tonight is this: sports. Give me just 1 second. I want to make sure I got it in the right place. Okay, so here goes the quote. After you hear the quote, I want you to reflect on it. And then I would like for you to go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comment button. I would definitely love to hear from you, what your thoughts are. Let's go ahead and open the doors for some dialect. Let's talk about it. So here's a quote by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Sports and entertainment are the only places where the inner city kids see themselves being able to succeed. Their intellectual development is something they don't relate to. This is one of the quotes from Kareem Abdul Jabbar. I'm gonna read it one more time. If you get a chance to get in a quiet place, your Zen room, or wherever you at, man, go ahead and listen to this quote. We're gonna actually, before we leave this tonight, we're gonna give you some of Big John Thompson's quotes as well. But I'm gonna read this quote again from Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and it's stated: "Sports and entertainment are the only places where the inner city kids see themselves being able to succeed. Their intellectual development is something they don't relate to." Hmm. How do you feel about that? Is that insulting? Do you agree with Kareem? Let me know. Leave it in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. This is what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We definitely come and we just like to sit around our round table and we have discussions like this, open-heartedly discussions. This is what we do here at Coffee Talk Podcast. We give you the flavor 3 times a week. Mondays, we have Cultural Studies Night, where we are either doing a book reading or we're giving our respect, our love, and our honors out to our people all across the world, our melanated people all across the world. Wednesday nights is our sports edition, as you see here. We don't really care about wins or losses as typical sports shows. But what we do is we like to talk about the intricate pieces of sports, our athletes in the sports world. And then on Friday and Saturdays, we like to alternate. It's like the end of the week. It's to let your hair down day. And we like to just have fun on the weekends. We like to go ahead and crack jokes, bring on guests, and just have a real good time amongst adults. So definitely, definitely, definitely. And you always know you're going to get the flavor here, right? All right. So yeah, that's Kareem's quote. Again, let me know what your thoughts are on the quote. Go ahead and leave a message. Definitely let me know. And we were talking about Georgetown coach Big John Thompson earlier. And there was a few quotes that I would like to read to you, and I would like to know what your thoughts are on these quotes. So Big John Thompson of Georgetown, he stated this. He said, Thompson stated this. Thompson liked his basketball coaching style to directing a play. I'm going to pick the script. I'm going to give them their roles. They're the actors. Their job is to learn those roles. That's what practice is all about. When we go out in the court, that's our stage. Out there, you're supposed to perform as we practice. I don't want anybody making up new lines, putting on their own act. John Thompson. Second one. John Thompson once met with a drug dealer who had befriended several of his players and told him to stop coming to meet them. We cannot close ourselves off from the whole of society, he said in the meeting. Anybody who experienced the Lynn bias situation knows we cannot isolate ourselves, seal ourselves off from people. We better start confronting these problems. John Thompson, Georgetown. And the last one, John Thompson. I am not trying to be anything other than what I am. And I'm really not certain what that is. John Thompson of the Georgetown Hoyas. And then the last quote, I'm sorry, John Thompson mentions, don't let the sum total of your existence be 8 to 10 pounds of air. And this is what he elaborated on when he made that statement. He says, the saying on the wall is that 10 pounds of air in a basketball should not be your sum total. Thompson said, we said that a lot about your experiences in the game because your life is useless if the only significance as a ball player and as an athlete is 10 pounds of air in a basketball? I would tell the kids all the time, if they let the air out of all the basketballs in the world and you had no value, how significant is your life? John Thompson. When Allen Iverson made his Hall of Fame speech, he emotionally thanked John Thompson by stating, "Thank you for saving my life. Thank you for saving my life." That's big John Thompson. He was not only a great basketball coach, he also was a great man. He was also a great father figure to a lot of young black males. He was definitely a success story. I definitely would say that. Big Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, living legend, fought for civil rights, fought in the civil rights movement. He has made some quotes that may offend some and may not, but it's definitely going to get you to think. It's definitely going to get you to go ahead and talk. Make sure that you are out there talking to others, man, stimulating your mind, giving your mind growth, feeding it, because your mind is like a seed. So you definitely want to make sure you're watering it with information and knowledge. So, that's our show for tonight. This is our Wednesday night sports edition. And I am your host, MISHUMA SABA, M. SABA. And this is our cultural variety podcast show, Coffee Talk. Thank you for tuning in tonight. Thank you for welcoming me back, because I was gone for a while and I missed y'all. We definitely gonna get back into the rhythm of things. So make sure you tune in to more upcoming episodes. We got great shows for you coming up. Later this week, we also have an artist by the name of Antonio Doris, and he'll be talking about his album, Skin I'm In. So if you want to definitely check out the 5 videos that he has promoted on that latest album, go to YouTube and put in Antonio Doris. He's a musical artist out of Minnesota, Twin Cities. And he has an album called Skin I'm In. Very visual, very nice sound, very lyrical. He sings, raps, great inspiration. He's going to remind you of like an Andre 3000 and a Nate Dogg combination. Definitely great artist. And we'll definitely have him in later on this week. So stay in tune to that. This is Coffee Talk Podcast. This is the Cultural Variety Podcast Show. I am your host, MISHUMA SABA. I'm going to hit you with the universal peace sign. I'm out of here. I'm gone. Y'all take care now. Peace.